Okay, so I am Joseph Dowdy, and
I am Veronica Dowdy.
And we just completed the P90X program.
About 2 weeks ago.
And we've been on a break since we took the program, and we're about ready to start our second round of P90X, and we're also going to do the RevAbs program. Yeah, I know a lot of people, kind of, wonder, like, how do we get enough time to do it? And it's been pretty interesting because, we didn't really have that much of a problem with it. We are both full-time students. I go to University of Maryland online.
I go to Grand Canyon University online.
Yeah, and we're both full-time parents because we have a wonderful little daughter, and that was one of the reasons why we both put on some weight after having her.
And we both work full-time.
And yeah, we're also both in our 40s too. So, a lot of people say they don't have enough time or enough energy to, do this kind of a program, and I just, tell people, just look at the results. So, also too, there's a lot of people that say that, that there's got to be some better way to, lose weight and to be in shape. And yeah, there may be some ways of losing weight, like, maybe you could take a pill, or maybe you could go on a diet or something like that, but that's not really a lifestyle change. People end up putting the weight back on because they start eating the way that they used to. But this has been very different because we have eaten a whole lot better because we're doing the program. And since we finished the program 2 weeks ago, we haven't, really, we haven't had pasta once. Or breads, right?
No. As a matter of fact, people sometimes think working out or doing the P90X seems like a big sacrifice. Would you prefer to end up with diabetes or any of the other health issues that happen when you don't take care of your health, when you don't take care of your weight? And what is more of a sacrifice? I see people taking medications all the time. I work in the health industry. Why would I want to end up like that when I have an opportunity to do something that is good for me?
And, we don't have to do 100% of it. That's one of the really great things about this program, is that you can get the results of the program and you don't have to worry about doing everything that is on the videos. A lot of people, watch the commercials and they go, oh my gosh, I can't do that. Well, it's not like the developer of the program, Tony Horton, who coaches you through the program. It's not like he, expects everybody to do 100% of every exercise that's on there. He says, do your best and forget the rest, because that's the best way of doing this program. It's like there's a certain bar that's set, and the people that you watch that are doing the exercises, they've already been through the program, and they've already got fantastic results. A lot of them were, trainers and that sort of stuff. And we're just your average, ordinary, couple, and we want to do this program, and so we just took the coaching, which was do your best and forget the rest, and that's what we did. We didn't do 100% of every video that was there. We did our best, and we got fantastic results out of it.
Whatever percentage you do, you're going to start to notice that something really interesting happens after day 30. At least it happened for us. You start to get stronger and fitter. For the yoga workout, a lot of the workout I couldn't do. I wasn't very flexible. However, getting close to day 90, I was a lot more flexible. Maybe not as flexible as some of the people that are on the yoga DVD, but I was actually able to do about, I would say, 95% of that yoga DVD, which was something that I hadn't been able to do. There's still things I can't do. I don't know if I'll ever be able to. But truth is, the more you do these workouts, the stronger, the fitter you get, the more flexible you get, and the better you feel. And that's the whole point of the P90X. One of the interesting things that people have asked is, how do you stay accountable? How do you make sure that you can actually do something about working out? For me, I really like to look good, like really good. And one of the things that I did was I created a blog. And I'm on Facebook, so I would post my blog on Facebook because I started to get like a lot of followers. My friends, my family, people that wanted to find out how was it going. And I called my blog "Happiness is a Firm But." Now, I don't say that happiness is really a firm but I basically wrote it as a joke. And what I didn't expect is that people were actually reading my blog every day, every time that I blogged something about what challenges I had had with a workout, or what workout had I done next, or how I felt that some workouts were kicking my butt. All of that information, I was pretty much putting myself out there for people to read. Why? First things first, I wanted to make sure that I was accountable to myself and kept going instead of quitting halfway through. And second of all, since there were so many people following my blog, I was really worried that I was going to fail and that people were going to say, oh, see, she wasn't able to do it. So that's one way that I did it. I blogged almost every day. As I started to get closer to the time where this was going to end, people were trying to, were checking in on me, asking me, where's the pictures, how are you doing? So it was a lot of fun to keep people informed of my progress. I also uploaded all my pictures into my blog, and you can actually see the results there are really amazing. I look at them and I'm still really amazed with, oh my God, I can't believe that this is the way that I looked 90 days ago. And now I look really good.
So one of the things that really worked for my wife and I was doing this as a team. There would be days whenever I didn't particularly feel like doing it and she did, and there were days whenever she didn't feel particularly like doing it and I did. And so we kind of held each other to account to make sure that we got the program done each day. And there were days whenever we both realized that because of our time constraints that we weren't able to do it in the morning, and so we would, do it in the afternoon. Or if we couldn't do it in the afternoon, we'd both agree to get up early and do it that morning. And there were days when we had to, kind of change days and double up sometimes. But the important thing is that without having somebody to, kind of work with as a partner, it would have been a lot harder to do as many days as we did, which, we did the whole program. So it would have been a lot harder without having somebody there. So I encourage everybody, to find somebody who will do this with you if you want to do this, because it makes it so much easier. And if you're not able to find somebody who can do it, then what you can do is sign up on Team Beachbody, and you can find people online that you can work out with as a virtual buddy, a real person who's doing the program just like you, and you can kind of, be their buddy and, set up a time whenever both of you can do it and work out together. So that's a really great aspect of doing this, is that online there is a wealth of other people that are doing the program, as well as experts and coaches. So if you've got any questions, they can help you, and you can get those questions answered, and you can get the support that you need to complete the program. A lot of people just kind of think about doing the P90X and they kind of go, oh, this isn't for me. And I would say that if it weren't for really finding a great reason to do this program, I think we would still look the same way as we did before we started, because we would never have done something like this. I know that both my wife and I, we knew that we should get in shape. We used to, before we became parents, we trained for a marathon and ran 20 miles before we had to cancel the training. But the important thing is that, we both are very fitness minded. And then after we had our daughter, well then, we kind of got behind the curve. And one of the things that happened is that I kind of decided for myself that when my daughter gets to be to the age where she gets married, which could be in her 20s or 30s or, almost like me in my 40s, then, I want to be there for her. And I don't know how old I'm going to be whenever that happens. But if I lived my life like a lot of people in my family did and end up dying of cancer and diabetes complications, I would not have lived long enough to see my daughter get married. And so I use that as my motivation to get into the program, to do the program, and do my best at it, because that's what's really, I think, the most important thing for me. I'm not thinking of just myself. I'm thinking about, my family and being there. Because if I was just going to keep gaining weight, I know that my life would have been shorter, and I want to be around for everything that life has to offer.
And same for me. You know, I grew up with with a family where there's a lot of obesity. There is a problem with high blood pressure. There's a problem with you know, heart conditions and diabetes. And you know, my mom's side of the family, they're all girls. I have the whole thing with us is that, you know, they're beautiful women. A lot of them were beauty queens. And for some reason, when they got to be my age, in their 40s, they just let themselves go. Unfortunately, again, as I said, my aunt, who was absolutely beautiful, she ended up dying the year that I was pregnant with my daughter. And I didn't find out about her death until I had Angelina, because nobody wanted to tell me. So for me, it's so hard to talk about this. So it's very difficult for me to talk about this because she was one of my favorite aunts. And I just didn't want to end up in her situation where I knew that something could have been avoided, and yet nothing was done for her to be able to die from diabetes. So for me, it's extremely important for my daughter and for my husband that I am in the most excellent health. My aunt died young. She was in her 60s. She wasn't really that old considering how life expectancy is right now. You know, that's literally only 20 years from where I'm at right now, and if I were to live the life that they were living, I would probably end up basically living into that same future, I guess. And I did not want that for myself. I didn't want to leave Angelina, you know, without a mommy. And if I have a say in it, I didn't want to do that to her.
That's okay. Yeah, you know, I think it's something that everybody should really, you know, think about, and that is, you know, who do you want to be around for? You know, my daughter is never going to meet my dad, because my dad passed away of cancer when my wife was pregnant, and in the past 5 years I've lost 2 other uncles, and you know, we really need to take care of ourselves, and those are people that were not taking care of themselves, and I don't want to end up dying early like them.
I don't have anything else to do.